Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here with some quick news. The news just dropped that the BBC has confirmed the future of Doctor Who and that we are indeed getting a Christmas special in 2026. With today, the BBC has announced that Doctor Who will be back on our screens in 2026 with a Christmas episode written by Russell T. Davies, or Davies, however you're supposed to say it. So there's good news and bad news here. The good news being that Doctor Who will be back in Christmas of 2026 with a Christmas special. And the bad news being with a special episode written by Russell T. Davies. Because I think a lot of us are just kind of over Russell T. Davies at this point. With the first part of his era being really good and the second part being very much a mixed bag. Says here, it also says that Disney Plus has confirmed that they will not be partnering on the next season of the Sci-Fi show. The BBC remain fully committed to the show and will announce plans for the next series in due course to ensure Doctor Who's adventures continue. So the worst kept secret in anything ever is officially confirmed that Disney Plus is done with Doctor Who, that Disney Plus will not be funding Doctor Who anymore, the next season of Doctor Who, series of Doctor Who, whatever you want to call it, that Disney Plus is out, which is something I think most of us have known for a while now, and I think proof that the Russell T. Davies 2 era has not gone over well, that the viewing figures were not good, because if this thing was a home run, if they had knocked it out of the park, then Disney Plus would, of course, be all over wanting to continue their relationship with Doctor Who. The fact they're out, I think, says everything you really need to know about especially the Shooty-Gatwa seasons. Lindsay Salt, director of drama, said, "We'd like to thank Disney Plus for being a terrific global partners and collaborators of the past two seasons, and for the upcoming war between the land and the sea. The BBC remains fully committed to Doctor Who, which continues to be one of our most loved dramas, and we are delighted that Russell has agreed to write us another spectacular Christmas special for 2026. They said the Doctor is not going anywhere, and we will be announcing plans for the next season in due course, which will ensure the TARDIS remains at the heart of the BBC. It also goes on to say that the war between the land and the sea is heading to the BBC iPlayer and BBC One later this year. That's interesting news, as I thought we had heard it was coming next year. I have heard rumors that we may get the BBC One and the iPlayer may get it this year, and then Disney Plus may get it next year. Like I've heard, the UK might get it in December, and that Disney Plus might get it in February. Again, rumors, don't know. But we had been told it had been delayed till next year, I thought, and here they are saying later this year. The Doctor Who Christmas special will be produced by Bad Wolf with BBC Studios for the BBC, so no Disney Plus. So, let's talk about it. So, I think there are several things we can glean from this. The obvious, that we are getting confirmation of getting a Christmas special in 2026. It's still a year away, and that Russell is writing it. Not sure how I feel about that. I have a problem. My problem with Doctor Who these past couple seasons, I don't like one person having that much control over the show. I really think it needs to go back to having a producer and a script editor. You need someone to balance the other people out. And I'm sure the other producers definitely have a say in what's going on. It's not just Russell. But I don't like that Russell writes so much of the Russell T. Davies 2 era. But it'll be interesting to see this Christmas special. Is it going to kind of pull things out of the fire from the end of Reality War, which was garbage? Or is it just going to be more garbage? And we have to wait a whole year to find out. I think the biggest thing to take out of this is that the Disney deal is dead. And I don't think that's shocking to anyone. To any of us who've really been paying attention, I think the writing on the wall for this was long ago. I think the writing on the wall for this was honestly after season one. Honestly, because I think it underperformed. I think Disney kind of took we'll see after season 2, but I think they were mentally already had one foot out the door after season 1. And then season 2 came along, and it critically did pretty well with some of the fandom those first few episodes, I think. But then that finale was just lambasted, just like the year before. And I think the viewing figures were not there. I know everybody, well, viewing habits are different now, and these are good numbers if you take into consideration blah, 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 blah. Obviously not. If the viewing figures were anywhere near what Disney wanted, they would still be involved with Doctor Who. The fact they wanted out and that they're not coming back, obviously they were not satisfied with the end result. I mean, this is just common sense at this point. It's very obvious to see what's going on here. I think, again, a lot of us have known the Disney deal is dead for a while. It looked like it was dead for a while. I figured they probably just didn't want to officially say anything until after War Between the Land and the Sea came out. But if the rumors are true about the UK getting War Between the Land and the Sea before everywhere else gets it, for instance, it coming out on BBC One and the iPlayer in December, and the rest of us not getting it on Disney Plus until February, that might be, again, that might have been proof that, hey, the deal is done and Disney doesn't care and they're just ready to wash their hands of it. And I don't blame them. It's not that I think the Shooty Gatwa era has been total garbage. There have been episodes I liked. I think Robot Revolution through Story of the Engine was actually a pretty good run of episodes. Solid B-tier episodes. Nothing S-tier, but solid B-tier episodes, I thought. Yeah, there's definitely been some garbage in there. The finale was hot garbage. Space Babies was hot garbage. The Interstellar Song Contest was okay to me, but I don't really get caught up in the politics of it like some people do. But I very rarely did I connect with Gatwa's Doctor. He did have a handful of moments, like the end of Dot and Bubble. He was fantastic, but I never really clicked with him as the Doctor. Probably my least favorite Doctor, to be honest. And I've seen every episode of Doctor Who, the missing episodes through Telesnap reconstruction and animations, but literally every single episode of Doctor Who in one way or another. I feel like I'm qualified to make a judgment on this. And he's my least favorite Doctor easily. I even picked Whittaker over him. I feel like she had more standout moments in the role. And I think it shows that he was ready to leave after 2 years. I think they were ready for him to go after 2 years. I don't think he has been what they wanted. So it's interesting to note also that they do seem to want to continue the series. It's probably going to take them time, obviously, to make it. And so I think we probably will get another season sometime in 2027. They're probably now figuring out what they're going to do for the next Doctor. I doubt it will be Billy, obviously, like long term, like for a whole season. Who knows what they're going to do with Billy? Lord knows what they're going to do with Billy. So obviously they'll be knee deep trying to figure out what they want for their next Doctor. That's going to be a whole nother video. And it's going to be interesting what happens there. Is the BBC studio still going to partner with Bad Wolf? Are they going to try to do something else? Is Russell going to step down after the special? Because they need to do something. I don't think the show can continue with the current format it has. There needs to be changes. That's also going to be a video. But it is interesting to see that they do want to continue it. It's a moneymaker. It is. It's an institution. Especially, I think, outside of the UK, it's probably one of the most prominent UK pieces of pop culture that other countries are aware of. Like here in the States, you ask them, well, do you know any British shows? Doctor Who's probably going to be one of the ones they say that they're at least familiar with. So interesting to see all of this coming out now. The Disney deal being dead. Again, not a surprise at all. It is nice to get confirmation there will be a Christmas special. That's a double-edged sword announcement for me, because on one hand, I want to be optimistic. On the other hand, it really is a situation of praying that hope triumphs over experience the last couple of years. But then again, that's not quite fair, because as I've said, some of the episodes from season 1 and 2 were good. I'm not one of these people that just think all of season 1 and season 2 were just crap. That's just not the case. There's no season of Doctor Who where every story is bad. Every season series of Doctor Who has at least one good story. Even the Jodie seasons, there's at least one good episode in each one. Even Flux has War of the Sontarans and Village of the Angels. Even Series 11 has Demons of the Punjab and Kerblam. So there's always at least one good episode. And season 1 and 2 had multiple good episodes while also having multiple multiple crap episodes. It is going to be interesting to find out the waiting is going to be annoying. We have over a year before we get the Christmas special, and then the earliest, of course, we would see season 3 or series 16, or God knows what they're going to call it at this point, would be 2027 at the earliest. So, exciting news, sort of. It's just all going to depend. We're going to have to wait and see. And plus, I'm really going to have to take time to process this more and do more videos on it. I'm just kind of, I just saw the announcement. I wanted to go ahead and do a video kind of letting you guys know and give my initial thoughts. But yeah, the Disney deal's done. But BBC looks like they still want to put out Doctor Who. And we are getting a Christmas special with Bad Wolf and BBC partnering on that in 2026 with Russell writing it, for better or for worse. So I want to know what you think of this news. Comment down below and let's talk about it. Don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button as well. I also have a Patreon if you would like to support me on that. There's a link to that down in the description as well. Always enjoy getting new people joining the Patreon. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons, Androzani Major, Colin Coney, Unknown289, and Finn Perkins. I appreciate their support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. I have a P.O. box down there if there's anything you'd like to send me to look at and review. I love getting fan mail. It makes my day. Doctor Who related or otherwise. I love sci-fi fan mail. I also have a link to the Amazon wish list and a link to the Amazon UK wish list down there as well if you would like to see some of the things I'm interested in. Most importantly, thank you for watching.